Yes, hello. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, at the outset, I would like to thank the Scientific Committee IOS for giving the opportunity. Yeah, I'll share this. Is it visible?
Yes.
Yes. After hearing the right. After hearing the important tips from Dr. Dadea and Dr. Shibhangi about the surgical management, after doing everything best, still some patients are unhappy. So what are the causes, or I'd like to discuss few points. The aim of squint surgery is to straighten the eyes by strengthening or weakening the eye muscles, and the indications for surgery are to improve the eye alignment and of course appearance, to correct double vision whenever possible, and to achieve binocular vision if it is there initially. And but all these things are not possible to achieve in all the cases, even after doing the best. So successful squint surgery definitely improves patient's appearance and quality of life. But post-operative expected recovery may be delayed or may not be seen in few patients after doing the best, and that makes the patient unhappy if these possibilities are not informed or explained prior to surgery. Why some patients are unhappy after squint surgery? Either because there are some post-operative complications. Definitely all these complications, most of the complications are avoidable and usually treatable. If there are unrealistic expectations post-surgery, and these are also can be avoided if proper counseling is done before surgery, and risk involved in squint surgery must be explained to the patient before surgery. So discussing the few cases where the squint surgery which can make patient unhappy. In cases of large angle squints, usually these patients require two seatings. And even if we do three muscles in one sitting, use adjustable sutures, still some patients are not, they don't get the expected results. And so these cases sometimes during the period of waiting are unhappy. Like in this case of large exotropia, after two sittings, she is happy, but for that, proper counseling was essential. Then the lower cases, the right hand side girl is showing the slight lid retraction, lower lid retraction. So in cases of vertical muscle surgery, one has to be very careful. Not only alignment of the eyes is important, but at the same time we have to keep the cosmetic appearance of the patients must be kept in mind, so that the superior and inferior rectus muscle surgeries many times give lid retractions and cosmetically bad eyes, even if the eyes are aligned. Then sometimes the recurrence of squint is also to be discussed with the patients. Like this patient, she had large exotropia, sensory exotropia with poor vision in the right eye. So cosmetically, though she is now having better alignment after surgery, but definitely we have to give this information to the patient and relatives that this may recur, though only 25% cases recur. But this is an important, again, information to be passed to the patients. Otherwise, they can become unhappy later on. Then the some cases of diplopia, post-op diplopia is many times seen in cases of long-standing squints, and it usually gets normal as soon as the eyes adjust to see binocularly. Sometimes intractable diplopia may persist rarely, but whenever it is expected, it should be discussed with the patients. These are the few cases of DRS where we can have retraction of the lid or the abnormal palpebral fissures, upshoots. So surgery cannot correct all these signs and needs lot of counseling before the surgery in such cases. This patient, like the case of exo-DRS, the primary position exotropia is improved, her head posture is improved, but still the abduction is restricted, and that needs to be emphasized before surgery in operating the cases of DRS. So the immediate post-operative period, we can have redness, itching, swelling, narrow palpebral fissures for 2 to 3 weeks. So careful dissection at the time of surgery, minimum tissue handling, judicious use of cautery is essential to reduce these symptoms, and which can we can definitely reduce these symptoms. But it has to be explained to the patient that this is going to be there for another 3 weeks or 1 month, and if it persists, then we can give steroids and antibiotics. But that 1 month period, sometimes these patients are not very and in some cases, like the extreme case, even after a long 6 or 8 months, slight congestion at the extremes or periphery in the lateral angles, that is also sometimes the patients are not happy even if everything was nice. So such patients, even if everything alignment is okay, we have to deal them in a different way. Then visible scars, conjunctival cyst, granulomas, prolapsed tendons may disturb patient irrespective of parallel eyes. So in this case also the large exotropia is corrected, but there is a small granuloma at the nasal, at the site of medial rectus. And so proper assurance that these are treatable and correctable conditions, and that explanation will reduce the patient's anxiety. Then a few serious complications can occur, which are again making the patient unhappy, like scleral perforation, which is definitely avoidable during surgery. And even if it is there, or then it should be noticed immediately, or if it is noticed after surgery, prompt action, detailed retinal evaluation, and laser if required is done, and then the patient's anxiety can be reduced. Slipped muscle after or during the operation can cause serious problem, causing iso or exo, leading to flawed eye movements, but definitely it is treatable. So all these serious complications are rare, but if it is diagnosed and treated promptly, we can reduce patient's unhappiness. Then eye to be operated must be clear to the patients. Alternating and unilateral squints concept should be properly explained. Like in this case, also freely alternating. So patients are almost also not sure which eye is to be defective, and then these cases they may feel that the wrong eye was operated. And another important point to be emphasized is the squint surgery won't improve any defective vision in the eye after surgery, and that must be explained to the patients. There is an interesting study, shared decision making and patient satisfaction with strabismus care, a pilot study done in 2021. So it is a communication process with the provider sharing all the relevant treatment alternatives, benefits, and risk of each patient procedure to the patient, and patient also shares his preferences regarding choices. Thus, it is a bi-directional process, just beyond the typical informed consents. And there is a questionnaire and which assess the shared SMD score and the patient satisfaction. And this also studies shows that the communication is very important between patient and surgeons, leading to patient satisfaction in the strabismus care. So to conclude, we must discuss following points with patients before surgery: that the surgical results are unpredictable, overcorrection and undercorrections are seen, additional surgery may be required in few cases for the final results, meticulous dissection during surgery for early recovery from post-op redness and swelling, so that will again reduce patient's anxiety. Unrealistic high expectations make patient unhappy, so that should be very clear. Role of counseling definitely very important to make the patient understand what to expect after surgery. Surgery is very, very rewarding. We can have high number of post-op happy patients if we spend more time with patients before surgery, and we take lot of care in assessment, then in the follow-up, and during the surgery meticulous dissection. So these are the references. So we can have a happy patient in cases of squint surgeries. Thank you.